The Attorney General is now speaking out, giving us a sense that he has concluded some more cases which will now be on the radar of the John Mahama administration in terms of its fight against corruption. The AG's department has been under intense pressure.
Hi, precious people of Ghana, is your Nigerian God pleasure bringing you political news in our channel, Ghanatube. In lines of what we've been bringing you all your way, every happenings in Ghana, from the president, the Chief Justice, and everything trending that you ought to know. Our channel is always committed to bring them your way. Please switch.
After the government then promised earlier in January that it will work seriously on its operation to recover all loot. For now, the AG says he would need more time to address all of these concerns. But in the immediate term, some new cases will be prosecuted. That includes the National Buffer Stocks former CEO, Abdul Hanan, who's now facing new charges or may face new charges in the coming days from the Attorney General. And that's because the Attorney General is making some fresh claims against this individual who's vehemently denying all of the claims by the Attorney General. We'll get into all of the nitty-gritties for you, but first, the AG now has been asking for more time to address all of the corruption concerns emerging and the pressure, and that is obvious, has come under in the last few days. I want us to first of all listen to what the AG has to say about the fight against corruption under the John Mahama administration. Listen.
The oral reports are still coming into my office. Now, those who are pushing me to go to court and who are saying that by now convictions should have been obtained, I know you are Ghanaians, you have legitimate expectations of your government officials, including the president and the Attorney General. But we need to do a good job. Accountability costs resources. Accountability, takes time. And so it is important that Ghanaians are patient so that we have the kind of results that I'm announcing today. Not that I will rush to court. Defense lawyers will come and raise objections, throw my case out, and then the same Ghanaians who wanted me to go to court expeditiously will now turn around and say that I was never an incompetent lawyer in private practice. I don't want to be an incompetent lawyer in public service. So I want us to take our time to do the kind of work that I'm announcing today. And I want to also let you know that I'm under no pressure from any quarters to cut any deals. Mr. President, who is my boss, has never put pressure on me. On the contrary, when I brief him, he gives me his blessing. He doesn't even express an opinion one way or the other. He says, Dominic, I've heard you. All right? The Chief of Staff has never put pressure on me to cut a deal with anybody. The Secretary to the President, Dr. Kalisus Mahama, has never put pressure on me. On the contrary, he encourages me. He says the work is stressful, but I should keep on. The legal counsel to the president, my former boss, has never put pressure on me to cut any deal. Offers have been made, and I have turned all of them down. I have told everybody, please go to the court. If you want a plea deal, I'm filing cases. In the Wontumi case, offers were made to us for a plea deal. I said, no, I'm filing charges. If you want, announce your intention for a plea deal to the judge. That is now my strategy. The MPP took advantage of my saying that I'm open to to having plea deals, to say, okay, that I was busy cutting deals in the office. No deal has been cut, and no deal will be cut except under the auspices of the court of competent jurisdiction. That is what I have decided, and that is what we are going to do, going forward.
So that's the official position of government on this. Let's bring in one man who's a legal counsel to the minority caucus in Parliament. He's also MP for Swami, who's joining us in studio. Thank you so much, Lawyer John Darko, for your time here on AppPhone. At least there's a clear sense now from the Attorney General as to what he plans to do in the coming days. But it appears that the minority leader is giving us a sense of how you feel about government's posture towards these new cases. Are you happy with the approach, first of all?
Well, good evening to you, cherished viewers. The Attorney General is telling the people of Ghana what he intends to do. One would have expected that a lawyer of his stature, as the Attorney General, if he has a case, will just move straight to court. But he's choosing to do a lot of his cases in the court of public opinion and seeking to court disaffection for the accused persons. That is a very dangerous thing to do for a lawyer of his stature. He mentioned that he was never an incompetent lawyer when he was in private practice, so he doesn't want to be tagged as an incompetent attorney general. But look, a competent lawyer doesn't prosecute his case in the media or in the court of public opinion. The competent lawyer or a competent lawyer prosecutes his case in courts. And that's what we expect the Attorney General to do. Look, we all know the most basic principle in criminal jurisprudence is the fact that you must listen to the case of the other person. Okay, so basic that failing to do that will render any case nugatory. That is a principle of natural justice. What he's doing is that he's accusing these people, putting all kinds of information in the public space without, of course, giving the opportunity for the accused persons to also make their case. Look, the kind of press conferences he can organize and throw all these things out there cannot be organized by the accused persons.
Why not? And I'll challenge you to that. Just this afternoon, when he made the claims on Abdul Hanan of the Bafa stalk, that gentleman, in fact, to social media, we have that on the screens right now. Apparently, I just read excerpts of it. As he says, subject, response to the statement by the Attorney General. My attention has been drawn to the recent statement made by the Honorable Attorney General during the press engagement in which my name was mentioned in connection with the allegations of corruption. I wish to state respectfully that these claims are untrue and do not reflect the facts of the matter. I have no involvement in the issue being referred to. I find the comments deeply unfortunate and have asked my legal representatives to review the situation and to advise on the appropriate steps to protect my reputation. I look forward to the opportunity to present my side and to have my day in court where I am confident that the truth will be made clear. I remain fully committed to the principles of honesty, transparency, and integrity that will be guided by my work throughout my entire career. So when you say they don't have the opportunity, that's a clear example of what perhaps Hanan is doing, isn't it?
You said that you're going to use this as a rebuttal to the position I made, but this clearly reflects the position I made. That, look, I said the kind of press conferences he's organizing, he's laid out all the charges. This person didn't have the opportunity in this social media post to lay all his defense.
He could have gone in and lay out all of the claims. I mean, that's
not how you prosecute cases. That's not how you do it.
The circumstances, are you contending that the circumstances are not different for the Attorney General now, knowing that this is now a Minister of Justice who's also working as an Attorney General?
But you see, you need to understand. Well, Minister of Justice and
he's accountable to the people. That's what I'm trying to say. Yes,
you are the people's lawyer.
Yeah,
and it's interesting that a whole Attorney General will sit here and say that the president who is my boss. Yes, your bosses are the people of Ghana. Represent.
So he's accounting to the people of Ghana.
So I'm saying
on the cases that he intends to prosecute.
I'm saying that the kind of presser my brother, the Attorney General, has been engaging in this. For me, it's mind-boggling. It is not done in any serious jurisdiction. What you do is that maybe you initially will give the first report of the cases you are prosecuting. You do everything in court. You don't come to the public every now and then because we are doing this, we are doing that. Look, what is happening is so bad that right now, in the mind of any Ghanaian or any reasonable person, Abdul Wahab Hanan is guilty.
Really?
Yes.
But at what point in his press briefing did he seem to suggest that?
But why? He's laying out all these so-called findings. In the mind of any person, this person is guilty.
So you believe Hanan is guilty?
Well, if you put it that way, the assumption is that the person is guilty. until you are proven guilty in the court, in a court of competent jurisdiction, nobody should see you as a guilty person. In fact, the Constitution presumes your innocence until proven guilty by the court. So if anybody listening here, we can take a poll in this house. Where call 5 people from Joy FM and ask them about the culpability of Abdul Hanan in this case, and they will tell you that he is guilty. Any person, and let's be honest, citizens and people who are listening to us, do you think that Abdul Wahab Hanan is guilty of the?
Are you not shocked and alarmed at some of the details, for instance? Yeah, okay.
So my point is that the Attorney General has decided that he will prosecute people in the court of public opinion, and it's so wrong. That's not what competent AGs do. Competent AGs prosecute their cases in court. He should stop this. If he has a case, he should go to court. Give the opportunity to these people to come and defend themselves. Look, for us in the minority, and let's make this clear. We are not for a moment against accountability. That point must be made clear. That we believe that anybody who misappropriates funds for the public should be dealt with according to the law. We are not against accountability. We believe that fairness should be applied.
I mean, what's the big deal, by the way? Because all of these individuals involved are former appointees of the NPP administration.
So even former appointees.
That's not what I'm saying. If you are a former appointee,
if you make a case that it's all right to do that because all the people involved are former appointees, they want to assume that all former appointees are guilty of some offense.
If you are a former appointee, it makes you a former government appointee.
Does that make you
a former public service person? You've served the state before. Why not go through the shorter route, as many would say, by providing us a detailed account? If you don't necessarily want to allow the AG to roll through this optics that you're saying, by providing us with detailed accounts on how your stewardship has fared, because so many of your appointees have been mentioned.
I will leave here, right? I'm sure I will leave here at some point, maybe after an hour. Call any serious lawyer, whether you advise his client to go out, put his defense in the court of public opinion, put his defense out there. It's
not necessarily
no lawyer what is sought will advise his lawyer to come out and put all your defense. It's never done.
Yeah, but I'm talking about stewardship. So for instance, if indeed he used to be CEO for the Buffer store, that's a government agency. You should have records. There's reference. You should publicly come out to say, well, this is what I know about this case. I'm not as guilty as being said. But no details so far from any of the former appointees.
So Abdul Wahab has done it. He says that.
He says he'll have his day in court.
He says he'll have his day in court. He's not guilty. And that's the best he can do. Because obviously there are so many charges. And any lawyer will want to take your time, advise your client to rebut all the issues one by one. Look, here, do you know, and maybe for our people who are listening to us, the responsibility to prove guilt is on the Attorney General. He has no responsibility to prove his innocence. He has no responsibility. In fact, it is the case of the Republic to prove the guilt of the accused. It is the Attorney General's responsibility to prove all the things he's claimed. Because look, it's the whole Republic against one individual. You understand? So like I said, for us, we believe that yes, everybody should be accountable when you are given opportunity to serve in any way. You do right by the people of Ghana. That is what is expected from every responsible citizen.
That's right.
Do right by the people of Ghana. If by chance you commit some wrongs, yes, you have to be dealt with. Our case is that this Attorney General has decided that instead of prosecuting his case in court, he will only do this in the court of public opinion to create disaffection for these people who have never been proven guilty by any court of competent jurisdiction. And that is wrong. That is not what a competent Attorney General does.
As the minority in Parliament, have you taken a cursory look at some of the findings and investigative pieces he's been put?
They've not given anything to us.
Okay.
You understand?
But you've heard him speak at least.
But
is that not shocking to you? That all of these things are allegedly going on?
Listen, you hear Attorney General speak and you should take that as gospel truth, really? Would you think that's a gospel?
Do you doubt him? Do you doubt him?
Well, until it's proven in court, it is completely not believable. All right? I say that it is completely, it's unbelievable. Until it is proven in court. Because you see, my brother, if anybody tells me that you have stolen anything, as a lawyer, I should believe your innocence until indeed they have proven your guilt. So why should I believe the Attorney General over one citizen? The Attorney General is coming with the back of the state, the state and all its apparatus, okay, and with the Attorney General against one citizen who needs protection. It is that one citizen that needs protection. That is why in our criminal jurisprudence, that is why in our criminal jurisprudence, the guilt of an accused person should be proven beyond reasonable doubt, not on preponderance of probability, because it's the whole state against one individual. Just one individual, one person, one regular Joe. You and the Attorney General will have the resources of the state. And so anything the state puts up against one...
Please do to like, comment, and follow. Put on notification bell so you get all our news one by one. Thanks, my people.